said everything you went through Saturday would be a learning experience. What do you take away from the Boston College game?
Yeah, there's a lot to learn from in that game. There's a lot of good things that we did that obviously you don't really notice after the game that we were able to evaluate and continue to grow off of and put into next week's game plan as well. As a team, that wasn't necessarily the best showing. We all completely understand that, but at the same time, we just got to take from it what is there. There's a couple bad plays in which I know that I can't put the ball in harm's way anymore, and I'll learn from it and move forward. That game is completely behind us now, and we're focused up on Stanford.
They said Doug Flutie on TV said there were even a couple coverages he couldn't recognize, or was it that as you looked at him on tape, was it that confusing? Was it that unique that they did?
There's a couple things in which I didn't key in on like I should have, but I saw the defense pretty well. It wasn't like they threw anything too crazy at us in which we weren't able to game plan for. It was just more of just putting the ball in harm's way. There's situations in which I got to take sacks instead of throwing the ball down the middle of the field. That's just not a smart move by me. But once again, that game's completely behind us, and it's all Stanford now.
And when you talked about that situation, the discipline it takes to say, okay, I'll have to take a sack rather than forcing this, is that part of the growth process of a young quarterback?
Yes, understanding where you are in the situation of the game is something that you're going to have to make a key point, especially at the end of November. Turnovers are unacceptable at this time of the year. We got to be able to put up points and make sure that every drive ends in a kick.
That being said, the two games, I think you have 9 turnovers against Clemson and BC combined, and those have been your 2 closest games of the year. Is that a sign necessarily that the foundation of the offense is in place? You just had like 2 blips on the radar, or is it a sign of other problems, or how do you kind of view those?
Well, we played in a hurricane against Clemson. And then this past week, that's just me making some dumb decisions on my part. So I don't necessarily go back and evaluate that. The good thing about the situation right now is there's one more game. We have a regular season game this week, and everything that is behind us is behind us. All the good, all the bad, it's all behind us. We know that it's 100% Stanford now. We have one more opportunity to really show who we are and to really prepare as well as we can. And with not having school this last couple of days, we were able to spend a little extra time in the film room, and as an offense, really understanding that we're trying to show the world who we really are coming up on Saturday.
I guess, what was the response after that Clemson game where you guys came out and you put up 41 against Navy and USC in back-to-back weeks? What was the response, and has it been similar this week?
Very, very similar. Practice yesterday was awesome. People were so locked in. There was, everyone was going hard each play, and as much as we do that every week, but you can just tell that there's a sense of focusedness that everyone has as a team, that we're just excited to have another opportunity. We know that the time is running out with Team 127, and we have an opportunity to do something really special for our school and our university. And as long as we continue to have that sense of focus that we had yesterday, moving forward throughout this week, we'll be able to be successful like we have been in the past.
Can the motivation be any higher for you guys going into this game?
No. There's way too much on the line. We all understand it. This season has been very special. This team is very special, and we understand that this last game is kind of our last hurrah as a regular season finish. We want it to be as good as we possibly can. We understand that there's one loss on the board, and that's a blemish in which we didn't want, but we want to keep it as that.
What was your reaction when the rankings came out?
I didn't know until later in the night. It really doesn't matter. We know that Stanford is a huge game for us, and that the final rankings is all that matters. This is all just preliminary stuff in which they're evaluating teams, and as long as we're in a position to try to crack it at the end of the year, we'll be fine. We would like to be there now and been there all year, but unfortunately that's not the way that the table turned for us, and we just know that if we can come out and prove to them in our last showing that we are one of the top 4 teams in the country, that hopefully we'll slide our way back into there.